Alright, I got another idea. I want to do a build with you guys and have you follow along with me. I want to build the Ramrod 250. It's a powered free flight airplane, 40 inch, I believe, 41 inch, somewhere around there. But anyway, downloaded the plans. They're tiled, okay, because it's a large format blueprint. So I got to cut them, tape them together. There's another plan too. I'll leave a link in the description. So I'm going to do 2 different versions. Pick the best one. Well, there's 2 different versions, but see what plan is better. But yeah, so the Ramrod 250. I'm going to do a build. You guys can follow along. I've never built this airplane. I've only have limited experience in balsa wood planes, and I've never done free flight. I've done a little bit of rubber band, but never powered flight. So yeah, let's do it, right? And if it's successful, if this Ramrod flies, right, I'm gonna try to compete with it this year. So, and I'll bring you along. So anyway, just a side note, and just giving you info on what I'm working on. So anyway, all right. The next process is to cut out the tiled plans, or cut out the edges, and tape them all together. So I have the plans like I showed you in the very beginning. The Ramrod 250. We're gonna do that, and I'm gonna there's a Berkeley plan, and then there's the original Ramrod plan. I think Berkeley was a kit. So anyway, I'm gonna do a time lapse. You're gonna see me cut out the plans, trim them up. I'm not cutting them out. Trim them up. Use a ruler, X-Acto knife, rotary X-Acto knife. Be very careful and sharp. I'm on a green mat, and I use a lead weight sometimes to hold things down. So I'm gonna cut that out, time lapse it, throw some music on, and let's get started. Alright, let me show you what I got going on so far. You probably just saw me do the time lapse of cutting out the plans, and let me show you what I got so far. So here was the Ramrod 250, which we know we're doing. The Berkeley model was the one that you saw me doing for the time lapse, but you know what, I went and did the original plan too. You'll see here, it's a little more basic, but it has a little more information than the Berkeley. Berkeley, I wouldn't build off the Berkeley one. I would use it for, it has great directions and good notes how to do things, but I'm going to go off the original Ramrod 250 plan right here. So, but let me show you what I got going on. Between the two, I had some questions looking at this plan. So I did reference the Berkeley plan right there, and I also used the, right here, the printed article, which is pretty good. but it does, the article talks about on the original plan to scale it up, but this has already been scaled, so I didn't have to worry about that. And there are directions or pointers right here on the 3rd page of how to build this. So gonna do the best I can. I haven't done this before, so you're coming along with me and we'll learn together, right? So, all right, so the next thing that I'm working on now, or the first thing, the wing. So here's the center line of the wing. There's 2 dihedrals on each side. So there's one here and there's one here. So this is going to be a wingtip. So we're looking at the right wing, right? Wingtip, middle section here, I think, and then the center section. So it talks about using a full rib. Well, if I look over here, that's really not a full rib. It's just showing me this, I know that's a false rib. These are false ribs here, and I forget what they call these. It's not a full rib. It's just a 1/16 sheet that's cut out into that shape, and then the bottom has just a 1/16 square on the bottom and 2 spars. So anyway, working on that. So went back to grab this right here. And this paperwork. Get that out of the way. So this told me a little bit better. Well, if you look here, the Berkeley model, right, uses all full spars. So I don't want to do that. I want to do what the original design had. So, but this is good reference. You can kind of see how things are laid out. So I'm going to reference this when I have questions of how to lay some stuff out. Here it's a little different too. On the center line they have 2 ribs on each side, and on the original one right here it's just one rib. So I'm gonna go with the original plan. But anyway, all right. So I'll show you how I do this. So what I did, I'm working on ribs. So I want to build the wing first, and I'm working on the rib. So being the full rib here, and then these, they're just I forgot what they call them. They're not ribs. It's just actually it's just this part. See that right there? You have to cut this little piece out on 1/16, and it has 1/8 inch by 1/4 for the leading edge, and then it has this tiny little piece of 1/16. You can just see I didn't really realize what that was, but it's right in here. So I had to figure all this out, and then the bottom part is 1/16, 2 spars, and then the trailing edge is 1/8 by 1/2. So how I do this, I have a small laser cutter, K40. I built this probably like 4 years ago. It's a cheap eBay K20, but I just bought the frame pretty much, so it's all been redone. And I'll show you when I get going, when I get cutting on this. I don't know if you can see in there, but I'll show you an example of that. And I put a different tube in it. If you can see up over there, it's got a longer tube, better CO2 tube. So it's air assist. But anyway, we'll go over that later. So that's how I cut out the small stuff. This cutter's small. It's only 12 by 9, 12 inch by 9 inch bed, so I can't do a lot of big things. But this will be perfect for doing the ribs on this. So how I do that is, I'll show you right here. I go into Lightroom, sorry, thinking about photos, LightBurn, and you can kind of see here, hopefully I'm not moving things around, but what I do, just real quick, I don't want to make this a whole tutorial on LightBurn. I load the drawing in, and then up here, since I'm working, trying to figure this mess out right here, I just start laying in guides and references, and I use the original plans for measurements, and then I come up with, once I do that, I come up with this little guide right here. So this just shows me there's 1/16 spacing, there are the spars, the top piece, and I just kind of draw, here I'll go back over, I just draw this in, follow the plans and draw it in. So I'm gonna, because I'm not cutting these out by hand, nope, not doing it, I'm not that good. So, and then here I'll show you real quick, here are the parts already done. So here are the upper rib pieces, I forgot what they're called, right? These are the fake ribs, or false rib, is that what they're calling that? And then what I did here was, since it called for full ribs, this is what I came up with. Hopefully you can see that. So that's the full center rib, and then they do change a little bit. I think that's the wingtip rib on each side, and this is the middle section. Almost positive. Yeah, that's the middle section. So that's as far as I got. These are the gussets for the wing, and I will just keep plugging away at this. Once I get all this figured out, I will cut these out and test it and see how it works. Anything I do I'm going to give it away for free. So if all this works, or it will work eventually, I'll fine tune it. I'm going to give links to everything for free, and if you have a laser cutter, knock yourself out and build along, right? It's all fun. So anyway, I just want to show you what I'm up to. That's what I got going on so far. I'm going to keep going at this. I'm trying to think, what else am I working on? Oh yeah, real quick. I'm going to make these out of, I believe, plywood. Doesn't really say, but they're the braces for the dihedral. And you can see here, that's a pretty steep dihedral, this one. This one's not too bad, but a lot of weight. There's going to be a lot of force on the end of this wing, right? If you think right here. So I'm going to draw these up. I still got to draw these up for the laser cutter. And I think I'm going to make those out of 1/8 inch plywood to match the 1/8 inch bar. And then these will be 16th inch plywood. There's one here, and here. There's 3 on each side. And that's it. So, all right, just keeping you updated, and I'll keep going, right? All right, I got the some of the parts cut out with the laser cutter. Let me show you what I got so far. The plywood pieces are done. 1/8 inch plywood. You can see right there. Those are right up in here. Oh, I'm sorry, 16 inch plywood. 1/8 inch is over here, but I don't have 1/8 inch, so I cut 16th inch, and I'll just glue those together. So I got 2 pieces, and I'll glue those. So all the supports are done. Now I'm working on the ribs. So I'll show you over here. I'm gonna do that. So here's my laser cutter, K40. I'll show you. I'll put some lights inside. This is all set up, ready to go for the ribs. And this has all been redone. I'll show you here. New power supply. What else I got in there? Power supply, I can't remember everything I did to it. All upgraded. The panels all upgraded. New tube. You can see it sticks out on the end. So that's it. New control panel, like I said. Alright, let me get going here. I'm going to fire this up. Oh yeah, it runs on a, I got a little air pump under here, which I got to turn on. Get that real quick, it's going to be loud. Alright. And I'll show you, so this is all ready to go. Come over here and start. You can hear it. There it is. Cutting out. Hopefully you can see that. So it's cutting out ribs. Alright, I'm gonna take a break from that. I'm gonna finish this up, take a break, and I'll get back to you. Alright, so here they are. They're all cut and ready to go. Okay, we'll pop right out of here. I do have, I put little tabs in here so they don't fall out. Oops, as I move stuff around. There are little tabs you just got to cut out, but that's it. So there it is, and you can see on the back, a little bit of burn through on the back side, but nothing too bad. So I could always turn it down a little bit, turn the power down. That one fell out, but there we go. So I'm going to finish up with that, and I'll finish cutting out the parts. I'll get back to you. Look at how nice these come out. All ready to be punched out. And the back's not too bad. Those are the other ones. So I have those. I just have to do cut out the gussets right there. And I gotta do the wing plates right there. So I'll keep at it. Alright, I just finished up cutting the wing plates. They are done. These will probably fall off because I've been putting tabs on them. These are done. Set that over here. Sorry about that. Over there. plates are done. Alright, so I got everything done. Everything is cut out. These are called semi-ribs. I was calling them, I don't know what I was calling them, half ribs. But the directions, they say they're semi-ribs. Here are the false ribs. Got those. Gussets, I cut some extra ones. I actually cut extra false ribs. Sometimes the wood will burn. You'll see that. If there's like a knot or something in the balsa wood like that, it'll flame up. But that's it. So I got everything cut out. I showed you the spars are done. Full ribs, not spars. Full ribs. The balsa wood pieces, or plywood pieces, done. And that was the last piece I had to do, the wing plates. So that's it. So anyway, that's it for today. I'm going to wrap up this episode. Next one will be starting to put the wing together. So hey, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think if you built this plane before. And I'm Bill Riccio, and I'll see you in the next one.